over the years, we've seen different rules that the state or laws that the state have put in place. As a member of the NRB board, would you vote to advance an environmental rule recommended by the DNR staff, even if it did not meet Wisconsin's rulemaking requirements? To give you an example, would you advance a rule that exceeded the $10 million in compliance costs over a 2-year period, which is against the law?
For
any kind of an environmental rule. The DNR staff recommends an environmental rule.
Mm-hmm.
The compliance cost exceeds the $10 million set in statute. Would you still advance that rule?
So you're saying, just so I can recap, you're saying that the DNR recommends a rule at a level that can't be supported by funding.
Right.
Okay. Yes, I would still recommend that rule.
Okay. Would you vote to advance Wisconsin-only environmental rules that exceeded environmental regulations set by the EPA?
Yes, especially if it refers to water.
I guess I have to ask, you referenced the REINS Act. So as a member of the Natural Resources Board, would you vote to advance that rule recommended by the DNR staff, even if it did not meet Wisconsin's rulemaking requirements, the REINS Act? For example, would advance a rule that exceeded $10 million in compliance costs over a 2-year period?
Again, I don't think I would see that. If it did, I would question it. I mean, I would question it at the board meeting. I think there are. I mean, when you come up with, what are the economic impacts of any rule? Department comes up with an estimate. Others will come up with other estimates. So if somebody thinks that it's more than 10 million, more than the staff has come up with, then I think it's subject of debate, clearly.
So do you think it should be an independent
assessment?
Correct. Because if you advance a rule exceeding that,
right? But these are estimates. I mean, I think it should be as valid an estimate as you can get.
So should it be independent?
I had thought about it. I had to think about it.
Okay.
I think it should be as good as you can get, and and I know that there are arguments about this all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that should be, it's sort of like even a provision in the rule. There's lots of wrangling over that. We probably need a better way of resolving those issues when they come up, I guess.
Would you vote to advance Wisconsin-only environmental rules and regulations that exceed regulations required by the EPA?
See if I understand that right. So a rule comes, I would only vote for rules that exceed federal standards?
No, I'm asking. So let's say that Wisconsin, you are recommended to advance a rule. Mm-hmm. You have a vote on whether or not this rule should advance, and it exceeds regulations set by the EPA or standards set by the EPA.
Yes.
You would advance that?